Hello, welcome to a Tinge Ginge. Now this is the video that quite a few people have been waiting for. I'm not too sure why, but I know a few people are quite excited about these clutches that I've got. So I'm finally going to do an update on that first clutch that I had, which was months ago now. So that was my pastel blackhead het hypo, which was bred to my cinnamon GHI girl. Yeah, I'm finally going to update you on them, so you get to see what's actually come out. And I think I mentioned in a previous video I did actually lose one of the babies. No matter how hard I tried, I just could not get that baby to feed. Even assist feeding, it just didn't make it. It is a shame, but these things happen. But I've also got two other clutches. I've got my second clutch, and I've also got my third clutch, which have all shed out. That's why this video is a little bit later than I intended, but the clutch one, I was waiting for one of the snakes to shed, and then clutch two had all shed out by then, and clutch three, there was literally two snakes left to shed, so I thought I'm going to wait for everything to shed, and I'll just get clutch 1, 2 and 3 completely done, out the way, updated, just so you can see what I've got. My clown female did lay a nice clutch of 6 eggs. That's going to be my blackhead clutch. Hopefully getting some blackheads. They're going to be het clown that I can hold back to breed for the future. But yeah, apart from that, I've not really got anything else. You'll notice down here, all the hatchling tubs are gone. That whole wall that was all hatchlings and sort of grow-ons, all those tubs have now been moved out because we are slowly starting to get this room going. So they've been moved into a different room. These tubs behind me, they're going to get moved out next. The rack over in this corner, that's going to get moved next, and eventually all the rodents, they're going to get moved. So yeah, progress is starting to be made on this room, so I'm really excited. I can't wait, especially about that pond build. If you watched my other video where I showed you the layout, I am building a huge saltwater pond in here. I can't wait for that. I'm really excited for that. And speaking of saltwater, I'm going to be doing my next video. It's probably going to be an update on my saltwater tank I've got upstairs. So if you're into saltwater fish and things like that, I've got a sump upgrade that I'll be doing on that, making the sump a little bit bigger, water flow, things like that a little bit better, and then just sort of giving you a rundown of the tank basically. So yeah, that's probably going to be my next video that comes out. So if you're interested in that, make sure you wait around for that. But anyway, that's enough of me talking. Let's get straight into these clutches. I'm really excited. I'm going to save clutch 1 till last, so if you want to see that clutch, then just beam straight to the end of the video basically. But if you want to see what the other stuff I've been hatching is, then yeah, make sure you stick around and watch it. Look at that. I love having a handful of snakes. You just, I don't know, it's just quite satisfying to hold a load of snakes in your hand. So yeah, these are all the normals I hatched out. Like I said, they are all going to be 100% het clown. And I think I said in previous videos, this is always going to be a nice cheap way for you to get into the clown project. And yeah, I haven't sexed these, so I don't exactly know what they are, but there's nothing too special about them. They do look pretty cool as normals. To be honest, I think the normal ball python looks pretty cool anyway, just because I like the dark stuff and it tends to be dark, and even with normal you can get a variety of different patterns and things like that. So yeah, you should never sort of forget about these guys, because this is where it all started in the beginning when you think about it. So what I'll do is I'll quickly go through and quickly sex them just so you can see what I've got in here. I know they're all going to be fidgeting and escaping, but first one, quickly have a look at what it is, see if you can see it. So when I sexed my ball pythons, it took me a while to sort of learn how to do this myself, and it literally just come with practice. And I think in the beginning I was just scared of hurting the snake basically. Yeah, if we have a little look, so I sort of place my thumb just where the vent is, and I sort of squeeze down a little bit there, and then I'll roll my thumb backwards, and that's that first one there. I don't know if you're going to be able to see. I don't want to zoom in too far because I don't think the camera will pick it up, but this is a female we've got. So I'm going to try and put these back in the tub as I sort of sex them, just so that I can sort of keep control. So we have a look at this next one. Hopefully the camera will focus on my... I need to get a better camera. So next one we've got, so you probably aren't going to see it, but he's got a little hemipene poking out there, so that one's a male. So, you know, getting a pair of these to raise up and breed for the future, it's good, especially if you're sort of just starting out. You don't want to splash out a lot of money in the long run, and you want to sort of do what I do basically, and sort of make your own stuff and build your collection from there. This is obviously like a nice cheap way of getting into it. So we look at number 3. So that looks like a female to me. It's got 2 females, 1 male so far. Oh God, trying to wrangle these back into the tub is going to be a nightmare to get back. Let's have a look at the next one. So again, there's some hemipenes there, so that's some males. We've got 2 males, 2 females with the normals. Then the last one, have a little look at. And the last one's female as well. So 3 females, 2 males, that's not bad going, to be honest. So that's all the normals out of the way. So now we get the Mojaves out again. The Mojaves, they're not going to be anything spectacular, just because they are single genes, but personally, I really like Mojave. Mojave was probably like my top 5 genes, but since hatching out some Phantom stuff, I actually think I prefer Phantom to Mojave now, just because of the colours and the brightness. But yeah, these are the Mojaves that I've hatched out. Really, really nice. Like I said, I love Mojave just because I love just the difference in the pattern, really. It's just completely different. I love the fading, like the blushing up the sides. I like the borders you get on the alien heads. I like that nice yellow you get down the dorsal line. I just think all round Mojave's just got a bit of everything. It's sort of a bit of what everybody likes, to be honest. But I like the way the pattern's nice and clean, and yeah, the Mojaves are just, in my eyes, they were brilliant. But once I show you the Phantoms, it might make you change your mind as well, so I can give you a sort of side-by-side profile of what they both look like. So have a look at sexing these. So that first one is a female. Now some of these in clutch 2, well these are clutch 3, but clutch 2 have actually eaten, which is quite nice. They've all sort of taken straight away. So next Mojave, so that's a little male. Really nice. I like the hooking it's got on the back there. Pattern, just honestly, Mojave is just so underrated. I think it's just such a cool gene. So have a look at the next one. I think we had 2 males and 2 females for the Mojaves. So that's another little boy. Really cool. And then the last one, hopefully, if I was right, this should be a female. Oh no, it's a little boy. So we've got 3 males and 1 female. When it comes to these, all these normals are going to be available just because I don't really need to hold them back. I'm probably going to keep one of the male Mojaves, and obviously I'm going to keep the female Mojave just because that's what I wanted to hit. I wanted to try and hit a female that I can hold back for future breeding, and that's what I've hit. So if you want to get a Mojave that's 100% het clown that's male, then I've got a couple there. I've got a couple of normals as well that are all going to be 100% clowns. So yeah, if you're interested in getting into that sort of project, then let me know. These aren't going to be up on Morph Market for a while just because I do want to get them feeding with a bit of size on them. But if there is anything you see that you are interested in, then drop me a message on Instagram. That's probably the best and quickest way to get a reply from me, basically. But yeah, if you are interested in anything, just let me know. So that was clutch 3. Really happy with that, to be honest. I would have liked a few more Mojaves to come out, because I could have possibly kept a few more back, but I'm not going to be too greedy now. I'm happy with them. They're all healthy, which is the main thing. So I'm going to pop them back and then I'll get clutch number 2 out. So clutch number 2, it wasn't a crazy big clutch. I had 5 eggs, and then unfortunately one of the eggs did go bad during incubation, which again tends to happen. But yeah, it was a super phantom bred to just a single gene clown, and I ended up hatching these lovely guys. Now I've got a Mojave here that I can show you just for like comparison. So let me just pull one of these up so you can have a look at the 2. So this is what they both look like side by side. Now if you put these together, I believe they make a purple passion. I think a lot of people quite like the purple passion just because it is what it says. It's basically all purple and lilac colours. But yeah, this is the difference between the 2. Now you can see the phantoms are a lot darker, but they have very similar sort of looks to them, to be honest. Like the side patterns on them. If I can try and stretch these out so you can have a look at these side by side. It's going to be quite difficult because they are going to keep moving, but you can kind of see side pattern is pretty much the same, to be honest. It's the same pattern, but obviously the colours on the Phantom are a lot darker, a lot more richer, whereas on the Mojave they're a lot more faded and blushed on the sides. And like I said, I used to love Mojave. Mojave was one of my top genes, but now hatching the Phantom, I'm kind of going over to the Phantoms, and I kind of like them a little bit more. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because they are slightly darker, but I just love the pattern on them. Love the alien heads. It's still got that sort of blushing up the side, but it's a lot richer on the top. Yeah, I don't know. I do like the Phantom. slightly more than Mojave, but again, I don't know. I think Phantom does a lot more. If you saw them Phantom clowns I showed you, I think they look a lot better than what the Mojave clowns do. And yeah, that's basically why I was making this pairing, so I can actually make some Phantom clowns and hopefully some Super Phantom clowns in the future with a few more genes sort of in the mix. But yeah, that's the sort of difference. You've got a single gene Mojave, single gene Phantom, and yeah, they just look absolutely incredible. This baby's huge as well. This baby on my left, this Mojave, it's not even eaten yet, and look at the size of it compared to this Phantom that has eaten. Huge chunky baby. But I'll get this Mojave back, and then we'll quickly go through these Phantoms and we'll sex them up, see what they are. And here they are. So this is what they all look like laid out, and yeah, even the patterns on these are sort of slightly different from each other. So the side patterns on them, I just think they look incredible. I love that. Kind of reminds me of Blackhead. I feel like Blackhead and Phantom will go together really well. I've seen some Blackhead Phantom stuff, and yeah, it looks quite nice. But yeah, just even the pattern that looks completely different to what the others are. Just, yeah, really nice. If you can get in some Phantom stuff, I think Phantom is going to be huge moving forward, especially in a lot of projects I've got. Phantom sort of cleans the pattern up. Doesn't make it too bright, but it just adds a lot of flaming in, and especially me working with a lot of the dark genes, I think this is going to be key in sort of quite a few of my projects. But we'll quickly have a look at these. And again, I think I got quite lucky on the odds here. I think I got 2 males and 2 females, which wasn't too bad. So we'll start with this first one. So that first one is a male, so the biggest one of the group. That's a nice male. Look how dark that is. I think this would look really cool with confusion. I don't know if it's been done yet, but just looking at the pattern list, if you put confusion into this, I think that would come out really cool. Maybe get some leopard into that as well, maybe a confusion leopard Phantom. I think that would look absolutely amazing. But that's just something further down the line I can work on. I don't have any confusion stuff yet, but I am working on that, so I should have some like eventually. So we look at the next one. So this is a little girl. So I think from what I did pairing last time, not pairing, sexing last time, I think I do know that it was 2 males, 2 females here. So again, I'm probably going to keep a male. So there's a little male, little hemipene popped out. And then this one should be a female. So yeah, I'll probably keep 1 male, I'll probably keep 1 female, then the other 2 will be available. So yes, that's a female. So if you wanted to get into the Phantom Clown project again, this is something you could do. You could grab one of these as a female, you could grab one of the normal males, you could grow them both up, and you get some sort of Phantom Clown stuff in the future. If you wanted to get 2 of these Phantoms, I've got a male and a female that are going to be available. That's basically your direct route to getting those Super Phantom Clowns, and I think I showed them previously. They just look ridiculously cool. But yeah, I'll maybe have to do some deals as well, so if you want to get a couple of normals as a pair, I'm sure I can do them as a deal if anyone is interested. But yeah, like I said, message me on Instagram. That's probably the best way to get at me. So now we've got these 2 out of the way, these 2 clutches, we're going to move on to that main clutch, which I think a lot of people are quite excited about. Again, it's nothing crazy, nothing too mad, but it's just sort of trying to make stuff as dark as I can. So let me get these put away, and yeah, we'll get that other clutch out. So this is the first one I want to show you. Now these ones have been a bit of a pain for me to race. This one and the other one I'm going to show you have been a nightmare. Trying to get them to feed has been just ridiculous. I've been assist feeding these guys basically since they've come out, and yeah, they just will not take in a minute. They're an absolute pain. Now you can see they're not skinny. You can't. The backs of them, they look like they've got a little bit of weight loss there, but to be honest, I'm not feeding them huge meals right now. I don't want to overload them too much, so I'm sort of just giving them a little bit every now and again, basically. But this one is just a pastel. Pos het hypo, that's the thing, is the male was 100% het hypo, so these were all pos het hypos, and yeah, this is just a pastel. Now it's quite dark pastel. I don't think it is anything else. I think it is just the pastel, but yeah, it is quite a small baby still. It is literally just feeding on pinks at the minute, and it's giving me a real headache. But it'll get there eventually. We'll get it going, hopefully. It is taking food, unlike the sibling that did pass away that just wouldn't even assist feed, and I could not get it to feed no matter what. Tried everything, it was just impossible. But yeah, this one, it is eating slowly. It will get there eventually. But yeah, this is the first one. I believe this is a female as well. I'm not going to play about with it too much, just because it is quite small. But yeah, so this is the first one out of that first clutch. So this next one is another one which has been an absolute pain to get feeding. You can see it's got a little bit of stuck shed on its neck and on its nose there, so I will give that. This is the one that I was waiting to shed basically, along with a couple of others in that second clutch. But this one, again, I am cis feeding this one. It is a bit of a nightmare to feed. It feeds a little bit more willingly than the last one I showed you, but again, it's taking its time, but and I don't mind that. And I will be doing another video sort of on how I sort of assist feed and things like that, and explain why I do what I do. But if we have a little look at this one, this is one that's sort of throwing me off. I don't really know what it is. I like to say that it's a blackhead and it's a GH high. Reason I say that is if you look at the alien heads, you can see they're sort of like quite smudgy and they've got like that pixelated pattern on the alien heads. That makes me think it's GHI. And then you can see these whites that are flashing up the side, and you've got these black rings that are around those alien heads. That makes me think it's blackhead. I don't think it's got cinnamon in it. I think it is literally just those two genes. But yeah, I'm really excited to see what this actually sort of looks like a little bit bigger. But yeah, apart from those two genes, I don't think there's anything else at play. Obviously it's going to be pos het hypo, but I'm not really too interested in the hypo side of it. But I just love how dark this is. If it is blackhead and GHI, I think they work really well together. I really like the contrast in this snake. But whether this is a male or female, this one will be staying, just so I can try and prove out what it is basically. But I think, if I remember, I think this one was a male, which I was a bit bummed about. Oh, he's decided to have a wee on me. Lovely. Finished? No, you're still going? Oh, hold on. Let me just quickly clean this up and I'll be right back. Okay, so I think he's finished now. Let's have a quick look, see what... Oh, I think it is a him. Oh, you're not quite finished? Oh, actually, no, I think this is actually a female, looking at that. Yeah, actually, I think that is a female, which is even better. So, no matter what, like I said, this one was going to be staying with me just because it is so like unique looking. I did start to think that it was cinnamon GHI. The pattern's kind of like the mum, but the mum's got a little bit more sort of dorsal pattern. I don't know whether that will come out in this. If this does turn out to be a cinnamon GHI, then I probably will end up selling it. But if it's got that blackhead in it, then I will be keeping it, because that's just going to sort of push my blackhead sort of further. And yeah, like I said, I think those flaming bits up the side, the rings around the alien heads, that's sort of blackhead, and then you've got them smudgy patterns in the alien heads, and I think that is the GHI. So let me know what you think. Be really interesting. Obviously I've not seen too much of this stuff hatch, so yeah, I'm kind of new to it. I don't really know what I'm looking at, but this one is going to be feeding today, so we'll get a feed in them in a couple of hours time, and yeah, that's that one. So what I'll do is now I'll quickly move on to the other two. The other two are doing really well. Again, one of the other ones is a bit confusing. I don't really know what's going on, but yeah, I'll show you a look, let you have a little look, and yeah, we'll go from there. So this next one, again, is a bit of a mystery to me. I'm not too sure about what's going on. Looking at it, I think it is blackhead. I actually think that this is a pastel blackhead GHI. It's definitely got the pastel. You can see it's just super blushed out. There's only pastel on one side, so it's not super pastel, but I definitely think it is. It's definitely got pastel in it. I don't know if you can see the head there. The head's quite blushed out, and it's got that similar sort of pattern to the previous one. So it's, if you look at it, where the flaming would have come up the sides, you can see that that's blown right up to the top, which I think was possibly the pastel. You can see on the alien heads, it's still got that black border around the alien heads. So that's what makes me think it's blackhead. And then obviously all this bit in the alien heads, it's still quite smudgy, and that's what makes me think it's GHI. Yeah, apart from that, I don't really know what else it could be. I don't think there's cinnamon in this, because I think the cinnamon, the blackhead, the alien heads sort of join up along the sides, and that's sort of an indicator for that. But apart from that, I don't really know. I don't have a clue. So if anyone else knows what it could be, then please let me know. Drop a message in my DMs or comment on the video. But yeah, so like I said before, the pairing was a pastel blackhead, and it was just bred to a cinnamon GHI. So yeah, another really interesting snake. I don't know what this one is. I think this one was, oh, is this one peeing as well? Oh god, they're all peeing on me. I think this one was a male. Oh god, yeah, this one's going to the toilet everywhere. Dirty boy. So yeah, this one is a male. So depending on what he is, depends on whether I keep him or not. If the female and this are the same that I showed before, if they're both not cinnamon, if they're both GHI and they're both, oh god, it's peed everywhere. Oh no. Yeah, if they're both GHI and they're both blackheads, I'll probably be selling this male just because I think I've said in the past I don't really want pastel in my collection anymore. I want to try and keep pastel to just 1 or 2 genes basically. So if that's what this turns out to be, then I probably will be selling this guy. So if you are interested in that, then let me know. Obviously it's a POS het hypo as well, so we've always got that chance of pairing it to something that's hypo and you sort of make some combos that way. But yeah, still it's really nice looking animal. Really like the blush on the side. I reckon if you put this in hypo, it'd literally turn completely purple. I think it'd be incredible. But yeah, that's the third one. So I've got one more to show you, and yeah, that's basically the end of the clutches. The other one's really, really dark, which is what I like. So this is the last one I've got, and as you can see, this is right up my street. It is super, super dark. It's really, really nice. Look at that head. The head is literally like jet black. That's so cool. So yeah, this one, you can see it's super chunky. This one feeds like an absolute demon, does not miss a feed every week. And yeah, so looking at this one, again, I don't know what it is. I really do not have a clue. I did think it was just a straight blackhead, but you can see, remember I was saying about blackhead and cinnamon, it's sort of the patterns join up, like it's a little bit like what leopard does in genes. And you can see there along that part there, the pattern sort of joined, it's joined up there. Down the tail here there's a few little joins, on this side there's a few joins, so I think this is cinnamon and blackhead. Again, I'm not entirely sure. I haven't hatched a load of blackhead stuff. This is like my first proper season. Oh, actually no, it's my second season actually doing blackhead stuff, but the pairing I did before wasn't anything too special, so it was quite easy to tell. But yeah, with this, I'm basically brand new to it. I'm trying to work out for myself. But you can see why I think it's blackhead. It's got that flaming up the sides. It's got that black outline around the alien heads, and then, like I said, a lot of those alien heads, they have sort of merged together, especially on this side. You can see that. Try and get the glare out for you, but yeah, just there. So yeah, I think this is a blackhead cinnamon. Super, super dark. The belly on it is just crazy. It's just white, and then just got these dark markings. I think this, I don't know what this one is. Can't remember. I did sex these a while ago, but. So again, this is a female, so I've got quite good odds on this, to be honest. If this is a female and it is a blackhead and it is a cinnamon, again, I probably will be keeping this. Mainly because I need to try and get as much blackhead into my collection female-wise as I can. And a lot of the blackhead stuff I hatched last year was males, so I didn't end up keeping anything back. I literally sold everything. So yeah, if this turns out to be a female, I probably will keep this one as well. But yeah, I really do need help just IDing these. So if anyone does know blackhead and how it sort of reacts with GHI and cinnamon, please let me know. Reach out to me, help me out, because I am at a bit of a loose end with some of them. But yeah, really, really happy with these 3 clutches. It's just, again, it's just stuff to hold back for the future, just building my foundations, and yeah, give me like 3-4 years down the line, I should be producing some incredible stuff, and I'm really excited for what's coming. So yeah, that's clutch 1, 2 and 3 finally updated. So that's an update on everything that's been going on. Basically, that's all my hatchlings that I've got so far. Like I said, it is a bit of a shame about those other clutches I lost. It was a real kick in the teeth, but it's one of the things that can't be controlled. So it's just moving forward, getting those plans back into place for next year, maybe redo the pairings, or even by then I might produce something that might sort of switch the pairing up a little bit. I don't know, but that'll be till next year, yeah. But I've still got 2 clutches in the incubator. So I've got my blackhead clown clutch coming. Obviously it's going to be het clown, and also I've got some Enchi het clown stuff coming as well. So yeah, it's going well. So I've got the Phantom het clowns, got the Mojave het clowns, hopefully some blackhead het clowns, and then some Enchi het clown stuff as well. Maybe some banana Enchi het clown stuff, which would be quite nice. But yeah, that's actually everything up to date. That's all my breeding season. I've not had any other girls go yet. So yeah, as I think I mentioned as well, my next video is going to be on my fish tank. I've literally just finished doing the sump part for the Refugium. I'm not going to do a whole video of how I set up because it's literally so simple, anybody could do it. I'm 3D printing a little part that's going to go on there just to try and make it a little bit quiet, but I'll give you a little sneak peek of what's going on there now. So it's a little bit noisy just from where I've opened up the door down there and I've taken the foam out, so it does seem a little bit noisy. But yeah, this is the fish tank as it is. I'm reworking all the rock basically, so I've got to get all this rock redone. I'm redoing that. I need to put a new sand bed in there, so that's something else that I'm sort of adding to the tank to make it look a little bit nicer. And then once that sand bed's in place, that'll sort of bring this to life a little bit. And I don't want to have just plain sand down here, so I want to get another tridacna clam. I want to get a couple of those to put in there. And also I want this to be like little hills, and on those little hills I'm going to put loads of different types of zoanthids, just so it's like a nice colourful sand bed basically. And I might get the odd coral sort of placed in the sand here and there, but yeah, that's pretty much how everything's look. Fish are doing really good. We did lose a fish sadly, but those things happen. You can't do anything about that, it just happens. But yeah, so I'm looking to get a few more fish. Do want to get a few more corals in here. I'm basically going to make this more soft coral than hard corals, just because I want a tank that's got a lot of flow basically. The colour I'm not too worried about. I want a bit of flow and mainly fish, so I'll get the best of both worlds basically. Up in here is where my panther grouper is, and he's going to be in there until the tank downstairs is fully cycled. The ammonia levels and nitrate levels are still a little bit too high as it is still going through that cycle, so I'm just waiting for that to go down, and yeah, that'll be ready to go. So he'll be going in there, and also my pintail trigger here, he'll be going in there as well, because he's a little bit smaller, but there's no way he can get eaten, so they'll both be going down that tank downstairs. And yeah, so this is how my sump is looking at the minute. So it's a little bit messy, so don't judge me. You can see here my skimmer cup is actually skimming quite a thick foam at the minute, and I think that is because I'm feeding heavy because of this guy, the panther grouper in there. So that's why I think that this is frothing up quite a lot. Normally I have quite a dry skim, but yeah, this has been quite wet and thick and fluffy. It's good, you want to see it, just means that my skimmer's doing the job. You can see my skimmer is huge. It literally, if you've got a Red Sea reefer, you'll know the sumps on these are a decent size. This is a 350, and you can see that skimmer literally takes up that whole section. It's a reef octopus that I got about 8 years ago, and yeah, it's just been absolutely bulletproof. I've not had a single issue with it. I've been doing some jiggery pokery around here, so you can see this section here is empty at the minute. I'm looking at getting some little blocks to put in here, and that's just for like bacteria infiltration and stuff like that. And then this is what I've been working on recently. So my previous Refugium, I don't know if I've shown it or not, but basically the pump I had, so this is the pump I've now got in it, and you can see that little pump to the side I've just kept in there for now. So that little pump used to run this, and it just didn't have the power or the flow, and this water just didn't move basically. And the algae I put in there just sort of floated to the top and just sat there, and I don't think it did that well. When I tried putting this pump on, this was just too much glow, so basically that would just overflow, and so I decided to make that bigger. But I'll go into more detail about all that and what I've done. But yeah, that's just a little overview. So this is what the next video is going to be. You can see I've actually attached my canister filter there to the same pump, so I'm going to have some bio pellets running in there. And yeah, I'll go into more detail if you're interested in another video. I'm not going to bore you too much with this, but this is how the sump's looking. You can see that algae in there. It's just Chato algae. It's moving around nicely, so hopefully that'll do a lot better. So yeah, there you go, that's basically everything. Snake room, I think did I show it? Yeah, I think I did show it, didn't I, in this video? I showed you the rack that's disappeared now, because we are starting to move everything out of the snake room, so I can start finally decorating it, getting it all finished, getting the pond built, getting all the custom racks in, getting everything moved and such, blah blah blah. So that's finally moving. So cat-eye tortoises, that build is coming soon. Literally just waiting for the heating part of it and the thermostat to go on that, and that's them completely done, so I can show you what's going on with that. Koi pond, the filter on that is getting a massive overhaul. I'm changing that and I'm ripping it apart, basically customizing it, and I've added a few extra bits on, so that's coming. So yeah, 3D printing, I'm doing a lot of 3D printing as well, so if you're into any of those things, then yeah, just stick with me. A lot of them videos are going to be sort of coming out fairly soon, so it's always worth sticking around so you don't miss them basically. But thank you for watching, I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next video.